We're going to jump right into the early stages of Foxy Brown, and we're going to follow her career from 1994 to 1996. While still a teenager, Foxy Brown won a talent contest in the Park Slope neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York. Members of the production team, the Trackmasters, who was working on LL Cool J's Mr. Smith album, was in attendance that night and was very impressed enough to invite Brown to rap on Who Shot Ya. She followed this debut with appearances on several platinum and gold singles from other artists, including remixes of songs You're Making Me High by Tony Braxton. Foxy Brown was featured on the soundtrack to the 1996 film The Nutty Professor on songs Touch Me Tease Me by Case and Ain't No Nigga by Jay-Z. She became an instant sensation due to being very talented and rapping very well at a young age. The immediate success led to label bidding wars at the beginning of 1996, and in March Def Jam signed Foxy Brown. In 1996, Foxy Brown released her debut album Ill Na Na with strong sales. The album sold over 128,000 copies in its first week and debuted at number 7 on Billboard's 200 album charts. The album was heavily produced by Trackmasters and featured guest appearances from Jay-Z, Blackstreet, Method Man, and Kid Capri. The album was platinum and launched 2 hit singles, Get Me Home featuring Blackstreet and I'll Be There featuring Jay-Z. Following the release of Ill Na Na, Foxy Brown joined fellow New York-based hip-hop artists Nas, AZ, and Cormega, later replaced by Nature, to form the supergroup known as The Firm. The album was released on Aftermath Records and was produced and recorded by collectives of teams of Dr. Dre, the Trackmasters, and Steve Commissioner Stout, then of Violator Entertainment. An early form of The Firm appeared on Affirmative Action from Nas' second album, It Was Written. A remix of the song and several group freestyles was on the album. Nas, Foxy Brown, AZ, and Nature presents The Firm, the album. The album entered the Billboard 200 charts at number 1. In March of 1997, Foxy Brown joined the Spring Break festivities hosted by MTV in Panama City, Florida, with performances including rapper Snoop Dogg, pop group The Spice Girls, and rock band The Stone Temple Pilots. Later, she joined the Smoking Grooves tour hosted by the House of Blues with the headlining rap group Cypress Hill, along with other performances like Erykah Badu, The Roots, Outkast, and The Pharcyde. The tour set to begin in Boston, Massachusetts in the summer of 1997. However, after missing several dates in the tour, she left it. Behind the Door was released January 1999 and debuted at number 1 on Billboard's 200 album charts, selling 173 copies in its opening week, making Foxy Brown the second female rapper to accomplish this feature after Lauryn Hill. However, the sales quickly declined in later weeks. China Doll has been certified platinum after surpassing 1 million copies sold in shipments. In 2001, Foxy Brown released Broken Silence. The first single from that album was Oh Yeah, which featured her then boyfriend, Jamaican dancehall artist Sprague Benz. The track Nah Nah Be Like Us was produced by Kenya famed Flames Miller and Nokio from Drew Hill. The song Candy, which featured guest vocals from Khalees, was never officially released as a single, but was hugely successful on the radio and managed to chart at 48 on the R&B hip-hop singles and track chart and number 10 on the rap charts. Nah Nah Be Like Us was also on Blue Streak soundtrack. The album debuted on Billboard charts at number 5, selling 130,000 units in its first week. Like previous albums, Broken Silence also sold over 500,000 records and was certified gold by the RIAA. In the same year, Foxy Brown recorded a song for comedy film Rush Hour 2, Blow My Whistle, which is a collaboration with Japanese-Americans songwriters and was written by Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo. The song included on Def Jam's Rush Hour 2 soundtrack, which peaked the 11th spot on both the Billboard 200 and the top R&B and hip-hop albums, and also was the first on the top soundtracks. Blow My Whistle was produced by the Neptunes. In 2002, Foxy Brown returned to the music scene with her single Stylin'. The remix featured rappers Birdman, her brother Gavin, Loon, and NORE. It was to be the first single from her up-and-coming album Ill Na Na 2, The Fever. The next year, she was featured on DJ K-Slay's single Too Much For Me from his Street Sweeper Volume 1 mixtape. She also appeared on Luther Vandross's final studio album Dance With My Father. That April, Brown appeared on popular New York radio DJ Wendy Williams' radio show and revealed the details of her relationship with Leo Cohen, president of Def Jam Records at the time and Sean P. Diddy Combs. Brown accused both of illegally trading her recording masters. She also announced that Cohen had canceled promotion for her fourth album, Ill Na Na The Fever, over personal disagreements. Upon leaving Def Jam Recordings after her disappointment and canceled promotion of her second album, Ill Na Na 2 The Fever, Brown began recording in late 2004. Months later, she reunited with Jay-Z, performing dates on the Best of Both Worlds tours after signing back to Def Jam under his regime. Foxy Brown and Jay-Z began working on Black Rose, which was produced by the Neptunes, Kanye West, Timbaland, Trackmasters, and Dave Kelly. Foxy Brown confirmed guest appearances by Brian Levy, Ditto, Luther Vandross, Mos Def, Baby Shan, Sprague Benz, Sean, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, KRS-One, Roxanne Shante, and Jay-Z, although it was uncertain whether all would make the final cut of the album. In 2004, Foxy Brown announced the title of her up-and-coming album would be Black Roses, explaining my best friend Brian Levy has a song called Black Roses. He been traveling all over the world and never seen a black rose in no other garden. When he found his black rose, he knew that shit was special. Y'all niggas could have all the female rappers in the world, but there's only one black rose, and I feel that's me. Foxy Brown announced that she would be the first artist signed to Jay-Z's up-and-coming imprint record label, S. Carter Records, rather than launching the imprint, though Jay-Z became the new president of Def Jam Records, where he signed Foxy Brown as one of the first artists on his new roster. In December 2005, Brown announced she had experienced several and sudden hearing losses in both ears, and she had not heard another person's voice in 6 months. Foxy Brown put Black Roses aside during this time. In June 2006, Foxy Brown said her hearing had been restored through surgery and she was planning to resume recording. Her label did not set a release date, but hoped the album would be out by the end of 2006. They were unsure if the title Black Roses would be kept. In November 2006, there were speculations that Jay-Z was disappointed in Foxy Brown's lack of production on the album and was planning to drop her from the label. On May 22nd, 2007, Black Hand Entertainment announced a management deal with Foxy Brown with Chaz Williams as her manager. No release date was set for Black Roses, but Brown said the album was nearly completed. 2 days later, a release date of September 6 was announced. On August 16, Black Hand Entertainment announced that Brown would leave Def Jam Records to launch an independent record label, Black Roses Entertainment, distributed by Koch Records. The street album Don Diva was scheduled with a release date of December 4th, but was delayed until the following year. In January 2011, Foxy Brown released the diss track Massacre, a response to Lil' Kim Black Friday. On August 14, 2012, Foxy appeared as a special featured guest on Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday tour in New York City. Rapper AZ later hinted in an interview that Foxy Brown was working on new material with Nicki Minaj. In August 2018, Brown made her first official guest appearance since 2009 on Coco Chanel from Nicki Minaj's fourth studio album, Queen.